Welcome back to Barrel Brothers, and this week we're on the Sunny truck. So sexy. This week we're on brakes again on the Sunny. The standard master cylinder in these is an 11/16 bore. Now I have fitted S13 disc and brakes, so S13 CA18 NA brakes, which are a single piston, but the piston's quite a sizable sort of a chart. I think I've got a photo of it somewhere. I'll see if I can dig that out, but it's quite a sizable piston. So our little 11/16 master isn't coping very well, so I got onto the Dat Master guys and they've sent me a solution. This is the 11/16. Well, that's not an original one, that's the one that was the wrong one. I think it's a 120Y one. This is the bigger new one that's 7/8 from Mad Dat, and I also got one of their adjustable brake rods as well, which will, instead of the domey sort of thing, I can adjust the length, and this just makes things a damn sight easier. But physically the flange size is identical. Physically it's a fraction longer. There's not much in it, 10 mil or so. These bleeds are on the other side. So the idea, what we're going to do now is set them up on the bench and do a bench bleed on them, on this one, and then plug it up. Then we'll go and see about putting it in the car. While I have you, I've got some other stuff here for the Sunny that you may be interested in. You know we're setting this thing up for cruise control, don't you? So Wires by Davo has set it all up on the keypad already, as you can see here. He's basically wired up everything. As you can see, there's a switch there for the brake light. This is the same thread, so what I've organized is one, it's still on the way here, brake switch for the clutch as well, and then a couple of things we need a speed sensor, which I've got. I'll show you that inside, but I've made my life difficult because I want the original speedo, even though it's not original for this car. And this one's got more K's on it too, 30,000 pretty much exactly. Take 30,000 off and that's how many K's that the car's actually done. First thing we need is this little gadget. Now this is an Aussie R31 speed sensor, and this will screw straight onto the gearbox. It's got the right pin with a sort of a tooth on the side of it. That'll read the speed off the gearbox and send it through via these wires here to the Haltech. But we still want our standard speedo. So what I've done is I've got a hold of one of these things. Now what this does, as you'll see, that's a speedo drive. Basically there's an electric motor in there, and you plug it in and hook it up to the Haltech, and then this cable here joins onto that end of it, and that end there joins onto the speedo, the back of the speedo. So basically it's an electric motor that is with a variable speed that is told how fast to spin basically by the Haltech, and we can adjust that up and down until we get our speedo basically spot on. But once we have this guy here, that'll also tell the Haltech how fast we're going, and then that can then drive, you know, basically it's all, Dave's wired it up for everything. There's the wires for the speed sensor, there's wires for everything. That's why they call him Wires by Dave, or as we call him, the Magic Sparks guy, who's just freaking amazing. But yeah, so we're gonna wire it all up, and I think I might get the guys around the corner. Dave's flat out, and the Haltech guys are flat out, so we might take it round to Street Smart, which they're just a couple of streets up, and they wire up cars all the time, and Haltechs and all that sort of stuff, and get them to wire it all up, because I haven't got a clue. When it comes to electrics, this stuff is like bird's nest or nightmare fuel. This also comes with a satellite gizmo that we don't actually need, because we're going to be coming directly off the gearbox. As I said, it's adjustable. So that's the plan with that one, but that's not what we're doing today. Today we're doing master cylinders. Get off the subject a little bit, eh, Mark? And then we've got tomorrow's job, which is the diff back into the cappuccino, and there's nothing wrong with it. We'll add it super duper limited slip diff stuff and shove that back in. That's tomorrow's job. That's a cappuccino job. We're doing sunny truck today, so let's tear into it. You only really need a tube spanner to get them off. So yeah, once they're loose, just a standard 10. They're a little bit of a pain to get on and off. So. In with the new. Good old reliable Ryobi. Just need to put the pin inside and then we'll get her up off the ground and bleed all the brakes. Fun oh joy, bleeding brakes again. Now we just need to slice a fair chunk off the pin because the smile's too long, but it's a one size fits all, so yeah, measured it all up and that's where we need to cut. Ooh, bit of an angle on that. That should do the trick. Now we get her up and start bleeding. No, I'm not already bleeding. Stand up. Apparently you can put, I think a Series 3 Bluebird discs on the back of these without too much drama. You've got to have some handbrake cables made up, but they're almost a bolt-on prospect, so that's going to be the next, see if we can find that. Good four-wheel disc on it. Should be a fairly powerful stopping machine. Alrighty, so after going around and giving them a really good bleed, we got this a really nice pedal. That's it. Doesn't pump up, it's got that much movement. It had a lot more before. The original drum brakes were only just that little cylinder, and these have got these big solid ones on it now. There was a lot more treble, but with the 7/8, that's it, and it's good solid pedal. The only thing is, I forgot to put that little rubber on the brake rod, so I've got to get it under here and pull it all back out again. But that'll do us for this episode. Brake's done. I might drive it home tonight. I've been driving it everywhere. So we had a little play with it the other night with Isaac from MCM. You've seen Isaac on MCM, no doubt. And yeah, it had a bit of a fiddle around, and we turned some stuff off. We finally fixed the idle problem by turning the idle control off and just doing it with mechanical stop and timing. So we've sorted that one out. I mean, it'll be a little bit of a hassle in winter getting it started. We're gonna have to warm it up a little bit, just get it started and get it going. Once it's warm, it'll be fine. So in the meantime, you know, we can always get around there. I think what I'm thinking is the throttles came from a wreckers, so crashed bike, so there might be something wrong with it somewhere. So what I'm going to do, I've started searching already to try and find another setup, and when that comes in, we'll just swap the whole bloody thing over to another one, which might be just as bad, because like they're coming from wreckers, so they've generally been crashed. So yeah, so that's it for this episode, and thanks very much for watching, and we will see you next time. Look after yourselves. See you. I forgot to turn the compressor on.